What's up, guys? Wanted to make a quick video sharing my experience, recent tragedy, seemingly tragedy, but pretty good lesson learned. All right, so my client canceled. He didn't say anything, just canceled the PayPal and took me out of the manager thing. So I didn't really get around to, talking to him fully what's going on. But we've been having some hurdles along the way, so I kind of expected it. So, anyways, to give a little bit of background, this is one of the guys who I did that deal where, hey, only pay me $300 a month until you get to the first page, and then we can start billing at $1,500 per month. Seemingly was a good deal, right? Initially at that point when I went on, but we chose a few keywords. Once one of them got in the first page, okay, like we had said, he was complaining that, hey, I'm not getting any increase in traffic or volume or calls or anything from this, so I don't know if this whole thing is even working. So what's going on? I had to constantly remind him, like, getting in the first page, in the bottom of first page doesn't really do anything. Okay, you have to be towards the top or get in the map. So okay, get in the map, right? So then I went on to do a second thing, which was a bigger mistake, right? And I'll come full circle why these are all mistakes. But then I went to say that, hey, all right, because he was lingering around, nothing was really happening for almost a month. So I was like letting him know, all right, let me get you the maps, at least for one of these keywords, okay? Because I know that once he gets in the maps, there's going to be some increase in activity and volume and everything, and that's gonna possibly convince him. I mean, that's going to that should do the thing, okay, without him to bitch and moan anymore. But it didn't work out. I couldn't get him on the maps for such a low budget. It's a competitive city and it's a competitive niche too. So, anyways, long story short, I'm looking at the situation now and I'm realizing that this shit doesn't work. This kind of like model that I did with a couple people, thank God I didn't run with it, because I remember me thinking about it like, holy shit, if this sells easy, I could have done this with a lot of other people who's like hard to sell. I could start it very low, and once they get in the first page, then they can start paying. And it doesn't work because, I mean, let me just give you my whole context so you can understand where I'm coming from, because like I guess like sometimes it could work, because if it's like very easy to get them the result, or something that's very low, or for sure you can do it at a relatively short amount of time, it could work. But let me just give you my experience with it, right? Number one is you don't have the resources to rank them, okay? And you're trying to grow your business. The reason the second part matters is because when you're moving at a certain velocity, right? You're trying to bring in clients. You're trying to, do everything that you need to perfect the, fulfillment, getting the sales, all that stuff, and you're getting results. These kind of people who are paying you, less than 1/3 of what you're normally charging and stuff like that, is going to get the lower end of your attention. It's just the way it is. Okay, just take my experience for it, right? Okay, don't think that you can outdo this by getting more experience, unless you're just not getting clients and you're still being like very you're like starving for clients, and maybe you'll do everything you can, and maybe you'll put some money from your own pocket to make it work. But it's a whole messed up dynamic. Long story short, by working with people who are trying to get something for nothing, this guy was trying to just lowball me to a point where it's like, okay, just $300, and then once it gets there, you can start. It's just not a good dynamic, right? You're much better off by going for clients and by showing your worth, proof, value, etc. What you can do, and getting them at initially your normal price, $1,000, $1,500, and that's one, right? You're just not gonna have enough budget, and when shit hits the fan, for lack of better words, or when things are moving forward, you're getting more sales and stuff like that, you're not gonna pay them the attention that you would if they were to be a normal client. Number two is that it's a clear, massive flaw in their mindset, right? It's these guys, a business owner, like let's say a roofer, right? This wasn't a roofer, but let's say a roofer was to, do all the work. I mean, not charge the homeowner until everything is done perfect, right? That doesn't work like that. I mean, I believe some companies, buy all the materials and stuff like that with the initial deposit, covering their costs, and they take the rest of the payment for the roof after they do the work. But you get the point, right? They're trying to get a deal in a way that it's not due to them in normal, in the normal perspective. So already their mindset is kind of messed up. For example, I was shocked that he was actually trying to bitch and moan about once it reached in the agreement we had, once it reached there, he was still complaining about, oh, I'm not getting any results. So that's a sign I should have gotten, but in the beginning when this guy is being really hard to close, and then but he says yes to this kind of deal. All right. So just know that. I know that there's other people who try to make this work and they start at a very like low monthly thing. In my experience, it's not the best way to go about it. You're much better off working on your skills to show your value and everything that comes with it, so that you can get clients at a proper rate. All right. Okay, what are we at? 5 minutes. Okay, last thoughts. Let's see. Who could it work for, right? If you have another product in the beginning that's like not SEO and that sits comfortable and it's at its own price and its own promises, that's something good to start with. A lot of people talk about that. Enter the relationship with something very maybe guaranteed or easy to do, or activity based, meaning like it is what they get. SEO is not really activity based, right? You can't say that, oh, I built this many backlinks, this many sessions, this many, and then you should have been ranking. If you're not ranking, you're not ranking. But if you're saying like, hey, I'm gonna send you 2 blogs a month. If you send them 2 blogs, that could sit in its own pricing. $100 a month, 2 blogs you're gonna send. They're gonna see your quality and relationship, how you work together, and then later you can do it. It's probably a bad product, I don't know, but depending on whatever you're doing, it could work out, right? So I'm not talking about those kind of products where, hey, there's no way to start the relationship with a lower price point or something else. I'm just saying that be careful of people who are trying to lowball you right at the beginning. You're much better off at not even wasting your time going through all this bullshit.